All right. My name is Brandon Johnson, and this is my Module 16 assignment for AEP 858. We're going to take a look at the essential question. So, as an advanced educational professional, how would you apply data analysis to ensure you continually improve and focus on closing gaps? So, a little bit of background on myself. I am a PE teacher at Campus High School in Hayesville, USD 261. It is a school of about 1,600 students. Um, so, just to kind of look at some of the goals that I have for myself and my department have for ourselves. Some of our focus is 80%. We want 80% of our students to increase their pre-test score on their test score from the pre-test to the post-test in freshman PE. We give them a pre-test at the beginning of the semester, and then all freshman students take a final exam at the end of the year. And one of our goals within the department is 80% of those students will improve their scores. And then goal number two is 80% of our students will increase their uh, PACER test score from the first test to the last test of the year. They run the PACER test 3 times a year, and we just track their data throughout the semester each time they run. And then lastly, through some of our fitness testing that we do, my third goal is 50% of my students within my class will increase their push-up test from their first push-up test score to their last push-up test score of the year. So I guess my question would be, how can I use this data to improve my teaching throughout the semester. Basically we test the kids at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Um, how could I use that data to make improvements to my instruction throughout the year? Yeah, so I take their scores every time they run a specific test or say they do the push-up test or the pacer test. So I take their score from that and I just simply input it into an Excel document and then we just track it throughout the year. So, but um, as far as their like score on the pre-test and the final exam, there's not really much that gets tracked other than I put their pre-test score in the computer, and then whenever they take the final at the end of the year. But we do give for each unit that we teach. So say for example, we're teaching a volleyball unit. They'll take a quiz over volleyball once the end of that unit's over, and those quiz questions that we give them are what their final exam will be at the end of the year. So well, uh, no, basically what we do is we get that baseline number at the beginning of the year. Like we do it within the first week of when school starts. So right out of summer break, we run that very first test, and then every day during school we do warm-ups that are based on cardiovascular improvement and get them moving around and just try to increase those scores. So there's no really like I guess pop quizzes where we run the pacer test. They just kind of do it on those set dates. So yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, yeah, I like that. And um, actually, this year was kind of the first year I actually developed a review for the final. I mean, we give those quizzes throughout the year, but when we developed that review, it seemed like their scores really went up this year too. So I like that. That's a good idea. Um, Go ahead. Yeah, for the most part they do. There's sometimes where they'll have to ask me, but for the most part, I have them write it down. So they also keep a notebook throughout the year of the notes and stuff that I give them for each unit that we do. And so, every time we do a pacer test or a push-up test, they write that number down so they can kind of track the data themselves and see if they're improving or not. So, yeah, yeah, I like that too. So, okay, well, it sounds like, you know, I we're on the right track as far as using the data. I really appreciate your guys' thoughts and input, and I want to thank you guys for listening.